Dear community members, Shabbat Shalom. This week's Parsha, we read about Moshe Rabbeinu's great Mesirut Nefesh, the fact that he saw himself as a Shaliach. Moshe was made up from the elements that create a leader. He was hitting the Egyptian, protecting the Jews, even though it required great courage. And he also taught Musar, the Jew that was hitting his fellow man. So he's definitely made up from the elements that make a leader. And yet still, it was very, very hard for him to accept the shlichut. We read in the sneh, in the bush, how he's very hesitant. There are a lot of problems. He has little kids. The Jews will not believe me. I'm fumbling. I don't speak well. But at the end of the day, he takes the decision and he becomes a shaliach, the best shepherd that Am Yisrael ever had. Cares about every Jew. We see at the end of the Parsha how he argues with Hashem, and Rabbi Akiva explains it's not that he chas v'shalom didn't believe in the Geula. He believed, but he said, why should the Jews suffer so much in the meantime? But give them now some break. So that's why he's complaining at the end of the Parsha, protesting towards Hashem. Real Mesirus Nefesh, as we'll see later on in the Chumash also, towards the people of Israel, and is a real shaliach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and shaliach of Hashem, shaliach of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and of Am Yisrael. We read in the beginning of the Parsha, Ve'ele Shmot b'nei Israel. These are the names of the people of Israel, children of Israel. And Rashi explains that they quotes the pasuk about the stars, that we're compared to stars. Stars have names, and the same we have names, and Hashem likes us because each one of us has his individual name. Name is the opposite of a number. Name means that you have a uniqueness. Each one of us, Hashem brought us to this world because we have a name, we have an individual name. Each one was brought to this world because he has a certain unique contribution to this world, to Am Yisrael, to the improvement of the world that no one else could contribute. And Hashem sees us, and we should see ourselves, more important, as Hashem's shlichim. Just like Moshe Rabbeinu, we should be inspired by Moshe Rabbeinu because we all have the responsibility to fulfill our shlichut here in the world. We were brought to this world because we need to leave the world after our Mav Esrim, different than the way it was. And there's some contributions that only each one of you, only he or she can do. So we should get energy and inspired by Moshe Rabbeinu to be a very, very good shlichim and pray to Hashem that will help us fulfill this mission. Unfortunately, I won't be with the community this Shabbat. I would love to, but there's a gzeira that I'll be in quarantine. I'll miss the community. I want to take this opportunity to wish warm Mazel Tov to the Bigon family, the dear Bigon family, and Yosef, the Bar Mitzvah boy. Mazel Tov. Should have a lot of nachas from Yosef. And I want to give a warm Mazel Tov to Chava and Aaron Castle for celebrating their 50th anniversary and the birth of a new grandchild. Should have a lot of nachas and many, many more happy years. Mazel Tov, and we should all share a lot of smachos in our community. Shabbat Shalom.